I have often appreciated the input of Psalm 112. It's a psalm that speaks of the settled, single, determined heart of faith, not to waver, not to be double-minded, but simply to trust in the covenant assurances of our living God. Praise ye the Lord. Blessed is the man that feareth the Lord, that delighteth greatly in his commandments. His seed shall be mighty upon earth. The generation of the upright shall be blessed. Wealth and riches shall be in his house, and his righteousness endureth forever. Unto the upright there ariseth light in the darkness. He is gracious and full of compassion and righteous. A good man showeth favor and lendeth. He will guide his affairs with discretion. Surely he shall not be moved forever. The righteous shall be in everlasting remembrance. He shall not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord. There's the line. His heart is fixed. His heart is established. He shall not be afraid until he see his desire upon his enemies. He hath dispersed. He hath given to the poor. His righteousness endureth forever. His horn shall be exalted with honor. The wicked shall see it and be grieved. He shall gnash with his teeth and melt away. The desire of the wicked shall perish. Now, we don't see in this psalm any reference with certainty to an author, but it's someone who really staked his all on the covenant promises of his God and was determined to please God with this stature of steadfastness and a fixed heart. And look at the favor that is forthcoming to such a one. Excuse me. It says at one point he's the upright. And I like to study wherever that word upright appears in Scripture, because it establishes a place of great blessing for the believer. I think of one translation, I think it was the NIV, that said he's on level ground. That means he's not leaning forward, he's not leaning backward, he's not in a hurry, he's not hesitating, he's not presumptuous going, he's not fearful staying, but he's straight, on level ground, established in the truth and the promises of God, perhaps looking straight upward. And he shall receive that he desires of the Lord. Study that psalm, would you? We had a situation in the apartment building we just moved into where an escape of water ended up going all the way down to the basement and fritzing the power units of the elevators, at least one of them. And we had fire alarms in the middle of the night about 12:30. We had dark hallways. We had flooding of a couple of stories, probably in the hallway, about an inch and a half everywhere. And the maintenance people put the big blower dryers and the big wet vacs onto it, and they relieved the situation come morning. But the apartment building was in for a heck of a go for a couple of days. And here we were, moved into the top floor. Yippee, the top floor, 11 stories. 22 turnarounds on the way down, and then let's think about the way up, perhaps with some groceries. Well, there were just some people who didn't venture out. And there were people who were frightened and isolated. Think of a senior person with a pet. I met one carrying his mid-sized dog up the flights of steps, and he was none too happy, let me tell you. But there's a place for the steadfast heart. There's a place to be united in your faith. I'm going to attach to this YouTube video in the comments a link to an ebook called Unity of Heart, and it will be helpful to people, because that's the posture. That's living alongside your Lord. That's being in the yoke of peace and rest and assurance with your yoke fellow Jesus to get the job done, to get the task accomplished, to get the hurdle or the difficulty overcome. He is that yoke fellow referred to in Matthew 11. Well, here I am in my bedroom saying these things, sitting under the piece of this beautiful painting, which I got from my kids and my wife on my 70th birthday, which occurred this past April. It's Eilean Donan Castle, up toward the northwest in the Hebrides of Scotland. Hillary and I have been there. It's a marvelous setting, one of the most beautiful places I can think of in the planet. The most photogenic spot in all of Castle, Scotland. And you look out to the northwest in a waterway that's kind of like a Norwegian fjord with hills, if not mountains, on either side. And you know that out there somewhere is the great Atlantic Ocean. Wow, what a place of settlement, what a place of peace, what a place of established solidarity. And that's what I'm talking about in Psalm 112. Thanks for listening. This is Doug Blair of Kitchener. Until next time, bye.